One of the things I'd also like to talk about in going to service and mission anywhere in the world is stress. Changing where you live, living in a place with a different language, different food, different culture, different types of housing, different clothes, everything causes stress. Stress is normal. We all live with it. But sometimes when we perceive that stress to be a threat, it becomes greater and greater for us to handle. So a good definition is every stressor is a result of a perceived threat, real or imagined. Basically, they're telling you that stress is all in your head. But there really are things that cause stress. And what might stress you might not stress me. I have a video here I'd like to play for you.
Trouble, 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 trouble. Trouble been dog in my soul since the day I was born. Worry, 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 worry. Worry just will not seem to leave my mind alone. Worry, oh, worry, 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 worry. Sometimes I swear it feels like this worry is my only friend. Oh,
When it comes to things you care about, leave nothing to chance. Travelers, insurance for auto, home, and business.
It's really a funny video about all the things that make us worry. And I hope you enjoyed it. It's really cute. But it does tell you that there are all kinds of things that can trouble us and make us worry, help interfere with our sleep, and what can help us face those things and not expend unnecessary energy on worrying. Because these kinds of things, when stress affects you in a negative way, it can affect your ability to do your job, to serve a mission, to fulfill personal commitments. It can cause health problems and emotional problems. So it's not per se the stress, it's how you respond to it, because you're all going to have stress. How do we interpret and relate to the world around us? It's a whole component of the way we look at the world around us. But there's also the fight or flight response to danger. Things you see, hear, touch, smell, feel, or think can cause your body to perceive a danger. And then a hormone is released. It's called adrenaline, and also cortisol is released. And what happens is your body prepares to fight or run. Your heart pumps faster, your breathing gets increased, and your muscles tense, and you're ready to run. But when this is repeated over and over and over, and you cannot work off the adrenaline and cortisol, the body and mind suffer side effects. This is called chronic stress. This is a list. It's pretty small, probably you can't see it well, but there are physical, emotional, and behavioral signs of stress effects really getting to you. The headaches, the fatigues, tight muscles, upset stomach. Sometimes you don't sleep well, you have body aches. Things that you might say, well, I'm just overtired, or I've just looked at the computer too long. But when they go on for weeks on end, they might be an issue of stress, chronic stress. Same with feeling isolated, depressed, anger, anxiety, irritability, difficulty concentrating, and then some of the other. Your energy level could go down, you can't relax, you're forgetful. These are kinds of things that can result once the body is under chronic stress. And sometimes it gets to the point where things completely overwhelm you. You've just had too much and you can't take any more. It's best not to wait till it gets to that point to ask for help. You can do some things to help when you're under stress. And these are some really interesting things. They just did a program on how they're helping people who are afraid of flying because of the turbulence or the shakiness of the plane, and some things that they're teaching them to do to fight this anxiety. One of them was to try to write their name with the hand that they don't usually use to write with, and to concentrate on that. And that means that your brain is trying to do two things at once: to focus on writing and seeing with the opposite side of your face and eyes, as well as trying to do motor movements with your opposite hand. So it kind of tricks the brain, and that's what some of these kinds of activities can do, is kind of trick the brain to think about something else and then relieve some of the stress. And there are really some simple things to do, and we can't shout them out here, so I'm going to have to tell you. Okay. Some of the things you can do is try to block out negative thoughts. Well, I can't do it, or I'm not succeeding, or my supervisor doesn't like me. Those are kind of negative thoughts that you might tell yourself or in your brain. So you need to tell yourself some positive things. Boy, I'm really good at blank, blank, blank. Or I look in the mirror and I see a person who's strong and intelligent. Look how far I've gotten through college, or look at what I've done in my community, or look at what I've done in my church. And tell yourself these positive things to offset having a negative thought continually go in your brain. Other things you can do are tasks and chores to take your mind off of things. I like to garden. I actually like to iron. Now, I don't care much for folding clothes, and I really hate to clean my house, but I like to garden. But there may be things that help you get through, release some of that pent-up energy that you might have when you're under stress. Other things you can do are pleasurable activities. People like to sing or play music or listen to music. Some people like to exercise. I like to walk. Bike riding's okay, but where I live it's pretty windy, and it always seems like I'm riding into the wind. But bike riding or running or exercising or dance, any of those kinds of things. Other pleasurable activities out there might be reading. I love to read, watching a movie. All kinds of things that you find pleasurable are those things that just take your mind away for a period of time to relieve those stress feelings. Some special things to take with you might help you too. I have a daughter who absolutely loves Barney, but what she wants to have with her is the Baby Bop cuddly toy. Not the Barney, the Baby Bop. My older daughter had Winnie the Pooh. That was her favorite. When I was growing up, I had a little stuffed monkey named J. Fred Jr. Those kinds of things. There's things like pictures that you could take with you, or videos on your computer. Just special things. Hang pictures up if you can. Pictures of your family, pictures of places that mean something special to you. Those are helpful things to make a place your own and to help relieve stress. There are some things you can do to leave a situation that's causing you stress, but to do it in a professional way. One of them is to say, excuse me, I need to go to the bathroom, or I need the restroom, or excuse me for a minute, I have to take care of something very important that has come up. Or things that you also might say in a situation is, I don't really have the answers right now. I'd like to do some research and get back to you. Or you might say something like, this situation is making me very uncomfortable, and I'd like to have some time to think about it, and then have the talk with you again. And those are some ways to get out of a situation where you just don't want to say something you're going to regret. Spiritual practices that everyone can pick something of their own that they like to do. Some people like to meditate. Now, that's not for me because my mind wanders. Prayer. I like to do little short sentence prayers. Other people can do long, beautiful prayers. Sometimes I like to write my prayers down. Journaling. Some people love to journal or keep diaries. That's an amazing thing to do. prepare a Bible study. I enjoy doing that. Teaching, taking a Bible study with friends, all kinds of things. Of course, attending church, small group study, music. There are just many types of spiritual practices out there that can help you as you are trying to get through difficult times. We always talk about the serenity prayer, but it does mean a lot. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. And sometimes that's really hard because you just want to change it. Courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And that's an important focus on life, because we can't change everything. You're not going to be able to change everything that you experience or make differences in every way you want to. And you're going to have a lot of courage, but more importantly, the wisdom to know what you can change and what you can't. Thank you for your time, and I hope it's helpful.